in Crimea strike.
I can find the story that I saw just before I went live. Something about a global economic crash happening live as we speak. That's what it was. It was on YouTube. They were broadcasting a live stream of the global economic crash. Apparently, like,
Whoa, what?
Japan's
Friday?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I know Friday here in the U.S., stocks dropped like $2.3 trillion in one day. Like the stock market did.
I know Warren Buffett has sold out most of his stocks. He liquidated like $255 billion worth of stock. So it looks
Does that mean war's coming?
Or he's expecting a huge crash, or at least a major recession, or war is coming and the stock market's not going to be the place to be holding it during the war.
Are we back on?
I believe so. It says we're streaming. Whether or not we actually are, I guess, is going to be the question. But it should only be to the one place so that I can make it happen. All that other bullshit I got rid of.
Crazy. Oh, man. Oh, blah. How was your weekend? There, Josh.
It was quiet. It was quite quiet. Actually got some yard work done and a little bit of housework done and all that stuff.
It always feels good. And you, Walter?
Sorry, I'm still seeing it spinning on YouTube.
I may require to refresh and go back and check to see if there's another stream because I can't get back to the same stream that crashed. So it has to start a fresh one. And if it's not on there, then I don't know what the fuck to do. Because usually if it's not streaming out to a destination, it lets me know that it's not going anywhere. I'm assuming it's going.
I see. I was just still in the other one, waiting for it to catch up, I guess.
Yeah.
I did what you said. I'm back.
I'm not. I still have the old chat and the old everything, so I've got to go refresh all my shit down here. What a fucking Monday morning.
Let me ask you something.
Sounds like somebody's...
When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see if I can do this damn thing. Try to get everything set back up. I did so damn good for coming in and getting shit set up in like 3.5 minutes. And then I just crashed the fucking stream. Ain't that the way? I think maybe this is it. Top chat, live chat, pop out chat. Did that in the wrong order. Now I got to go back to live chat again. There we go. Now we'll give it to the stream.
I know you guys probably thumbed it once. Thumb it twice if you don't mind. Or thumb it again or re-thumb it.
Here they finally cryogenically froze someone successfully, they said.
I hear you.
So here's how that should work.
That's the only way freezing them is not how you determine a success in cryogenic freezing. That's the easy part. Thank you very much.
I'm thawing them. That's the tricky part.
Right.
Yeah, apparently the guy was older and he passed away, and then they put him into cryogenic freezing.
Oh, good. Nothing like preserving a dead body.
Yeah, but he said so in the future, when they know how to bring people back to life, they'll bring him back to life. Reanimate his brain. That's what he wants to be done. What?
Okay.
You're dead, dude. That's it.
So when we figure out like magic, I guess, fully, get all that worked out later.
See,
yeah,
I knew there was a catch. I knew there was a catch to make a successful cryogenic freeze possible. You just do it with a dead body.
Hey, you can't do it with a live body. That's right.
Jesus Christ, I've got all kinds of shit cryogenically frozen in my deep freeze in the basement. Whoop-de-fucking-doo!
He's not any more dead than he was, Josh.
True, but he's not any less either.
Not yet. We haven't got that far yet on the science.
Let's hope we can solve the cryogenic problem before we solve the reanimation problem from death. That'd suck if we could figure out how to bring somebody back to life, but not at a cryogenic stasis.
It's just not possible. Once you go into cryogenics, that's it. He'd be kicking himself in the ass. Next million years. Oh, I see a picture with Elon with a sad face. Says Elon Musk tries one more time to save his $56 billion pay package. I thought he had got that. I haven't been really keeping an eye on that. There was something else crazy that happened. Oh, I wanted to bring it up. I need to start writing shit down.
Have we reached that age, Zach?
I've been at this age for a long time, forgetting shit.
Yeah. I forget to write shit down.
Yeah, like on the weekend when I see stuff. Oh, I want to talk about that Monday. I'll just bring it up.
Yeah. I talk about maybe 10% of the shit that I want to talk about, because I will have forgotten all the other 90% of shit that I told myself I wanted to. Whoa. Look at me. I'm still getting ready for fucking work and waking up. I ain't got no shoes on. I ain't got no socks on. I don't know watch on. I ain't even got high yet today. Look at me. I've been up for like 30 minutes and ain't got high yet. Look at me go. Still got to break up weed. Nothing in my can. It's just a hell of a day all around.
Just one of them days. Man, I knew there was stuff.
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Oh, did you know they can put you in the hole for 180 days straight in prison? Like in the TV shows, they'll say, oh, a week in the hole. No, that's like, because I guess Mr. Beast decided he was going to go and try to spend 1 week in the hole.
Fake.
Yeah. And then I actually went and checked out a prisoner talking about it. He's like, oh, no, they can put you up to 180 days in the hole. And that's you, a bar of soap, and the Bible. And that's it. And then when you get out of there, they can give you 180 days of something else where you still don't get to see too many people, but you get a radio and a couple other things. Try to keep your sanity.
Well, I'm pretty sure Humble Pie was always telling us about 30 days in the hole at least.
Days in the hole.
That was Humble Pie, right? I'm just guessing. It could have been somebody else, Free or Cheer, or one of those early 70s bands.
I couldn't even have that long.
30.
Not talking. Did you know that there was a thing called the Sprite Challenge people were doing?
Oh, God. Now, what are the idiots doing?
Chug 20 ounces of Sprite under 30 seconds. And once you start, you can't stop. And you have to drink 20 ounces of Sprite straight without stopping to get paid.
And then what happens?
You burp.
And then I guess, yeah, you burp real big. Some people had a lot of trouble trying to do it. Other people just were like, boom, gone. I saw Elon was on last night talking about promoting Trump. He's been giving some ridiculous money to the Trump.
Yeah.
It was like millions a day, wasn't it? Or a month?
So
like 45 million a month?
That had been the rumor. I think that was the shit that I repeated. But I don't know that that's true, or he walked that back after the fact. I'm not sure. But I don't think that is actually the case.
Oh, did he do an Amber Heard?
And shit on his bed? I don't know. Maybe.
Well, you don't donate it. You, what is the word?
Pledge.
When you pledge. I pledge to donate that much money.
Like The Rock and Oprah did pledged to help Hawaii. Yeah.
This one channel I watch, it's called Autumn's Armory. It was this little girl and her dad, and he would have her shoot like all different types of guns. I haven't seen any. It's been a little while, but she came out now and she's shooting a little 44 Magnum. Little, but it's a 44 Magnum. She's like maybe 14. She handles it really well. That's a big bullet.
That's quite the kick. You just got to learn to redirect it, I suppose. All that energy coming back towards you.
Yeah, I guess they're making 44 birdshot rounds now. And then you have your just good old 44 slug. They were shooting pineapples. That's got to be fun. What a cool dad.
What an expensive target, though.
Yeah, they are. Jeez, oh, Pete's. I guess that depends on where you are, too. I'm not sure where they are.
I mean, you'd have to be, like, next to the pineapple field for it to be cost effective.
I guess Call of Duty, their anti-cheat went and banned something crazy. I think it was 60,000 people or something like that.
That sounds about right. Or got the first half anyway.
Yeah. That's how bad the cheating problem has gotten in that game. It's just ridiculous. And there is no fixing it. They,
work around
fix these patches that the cheaters were exploiting. And then after this ban wave, it might take a month or so, maybe not. We'll see how long it takes. But I guarantee there's already people cheating that aren't getting caught right now. Just a few days after their big ban wave thing. Yeah, it's just a cat and mouse game. You make a cheat that can't be detected. A bunch of people get, seen. Because just because the computer isn't detecting you doesn't mean other people you're playing against aren't going to be able to detect you. It's pretty obvious when some of these people are cheating. There's one pro talking about it, how he refuses to even play Call of Duty anymore. And he used to play the game like professionally. But he won't even go on, and the only time he'll play it is in tournaments that are LAN tournaments where they know they're not cheating, all that kind of stuff. I saw this one video. These people were pranking people, and they were messing with artificial intelligent robots, human looking like robots. So they had a real, they're showing them put the robot together, right? And it looks just like this guy. Well, at the last second, after the robot's completely assembled, because they show the guy, they're putting his head on, his arms, his legs, all that stuff. And then they get the guy to turn around just for a second, and the thing's like on a turntable. And they turn it around, and then it's a real person. So he's thinking that this robot he just saw get assembled is now talking to him like a human being. And then the people leave the room for a second, and he turns himself on and starts talking about, I know your address and your wife and blah, 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 blah. How is so-and-so? And the guy was like flipping out, dude. It was hilarious. He wouldn't let it touch him. He wouldn't let the robot touch him. Like, no, because then you're going to scan my brain, and no, I ain't down with that. Yeah, it was hilarious. I wonder if they're that far in the technology, like the stuff that we don't get to see, the Harry Potter stuff. I wonder how far they actually are right now.
They're probably well on their way. They're just getting ready to dust it all off and break it out now that the Great Reset's on its way.
Yeah.
I think a war is going to be enough for them, or do you think they're going to go maybe alien invasion this time?
I saw a post yesterday on Facebook that said, the place that's named after the three sun gods is likely to get turned into glass. And that could be enough to trigger the alien invasion. We guys let you set off your big nuclear explosions once all those years ago, and we didn't come down and destroy you all. But now that you've done it again, we've got to come down and intercede. Now that I see you destroyed God's chosen people. And you see, we're God, Nanu. So you've done pissed us off, and now all you goy must die. And we've bumbled through the first segment of the IRONWORX. Somehow. Took a couple streams, a couple different attempts to do it.
That's how I felt when I was trying to do it. How many streams y'all want? I can give you 8 if you need them.
You get a stream.
Right.
Everybody gets their own private stream for 15 seconds. Well, the song we're going to use to take a little break is a song that I've played a while back, but it was just the cover version. Now that I think about it, now that I played, I might have even played this version once upon a time as well. But it is a hell of a song. And I know Trav appreciates this version as well. So stick around. We've got 3 more segments of the Ironworks coming up right after this. Here on the Ironworks freeworld.fm. I know it's going to be one of these damn... There it is.
We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. And the bonnie boat was one as we sail into the mystic. I can now hear the sailors cry, smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. And where that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. Yeah, when the foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear it. I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. Yeah, magnificently we will fold into the mystic. That foghorn, you know I will be coming home. Yeah, when that foghorn whistle blows, I gotta hear it. I don't have to fear it, and I rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. Together we will fold into the mystic. Come on, girl.
And welcome back to Shut Up! All right, I am just not with it this morning. All excited about all the places I was going to stream to when we went live, and that didn't happen. Welcome back. Second half of the first half of the Ironworks. Free World, none of it.
Thanks, Josh. I love that jam.
That is a good jam. And don't worry, Rico, I see you for the next song. Go ahead. What about Van Morrison?
I was just going to say, he's one of those people that I don't think got enough credit for a lot of the amazing songs he wrote. And I mean, I know he's still played, you hear him on the radio still and stuff like that, but like younger people, he's one of those that kind of slipped by, I think. And like every generation, you're going to hear less and less and less Van Morrison. And I think that guy was just so amazing at writing a song and writing a little tune to go along with it. Such an amazing artist. Yeah, I bet there's been quite a few who've gone by the wayside like that, you know? Really great artists that were just, I don't know if you'd call Van Morrison obscure. Would that be a word?
I mean,
this is my reaction too. I don't know that obscured would be the right word, but I see the direction you're going. And yes.
Huge. He was big, you know, really, but at the same time, not timeless, maybe. Until you hear his songs. And then you're like, holy shit, who is this guy? I mean, I was 18 years when I heard And It's Stone. No, I was like 20. And I heard And It Stoned Me, and I was like, who is this? Why haven't I heard this song 1,000 times already? Yeah.
I guess the reason I don't think of him as obscure is because here in South Louisiana, Brown Eyed Girl has been turned into a Zydeco Cajun-y song, and it gets played just about every parade. And
of course it does. Because, you know, once you've decided that it's time to self-delete because you've heard the regular Brown Eyed Girl 3,000 times at every goddamn wedding reception you've ever been to, what you need to do is mix it up with a little Zydeco music.
Dude, you are right on top of this. Fucking A. That's how I feel about every time I hear Zydeco music. I mean, any version of Zydeco. It doesn't have to be a cover song, but yeah, cover songs get worse. If it's not that, then you're at like at a job at the casino for 6-8 years, and you hear that song every freaking night of your life, because if it's not playing over the music system, it's being played by the bad cover dude, not band, cover dude, in the bar right across from you. Oh my God.
Liz, you'll have to drop that
you think maybe
song title into chat. I've totally forgotten which one it was. The Bad Company song that I said.
Into the Mist.
No, if you remember last week on Friday, Liz had sent out a song request from Bad Company. And I said, I will definitely play that on Monday. And had she not reminded me, I would have totally forgotten completely. And as it stands, I've only forgotten the name of the song. So you have to remind me, either do it here in the Skype chat or the YouTube chat or the Minute Chat over on freeworld.fm/chat, where all the good gifts live.
And I was looking over
Liz,
the companies that are owned by BlackRock Investment Group. I thought monopolies were illegal in this country.
Well, only if you're not.
Yes,
BlackRock.
That's the purpose of prosecuting
AT&T.
Things like Microsoft and all those antitrust prosecutions. It's to make you think that monopolies are against the law. But if you're big enough, then a monopoly is cool, because then you get to decide who has a monopoly or not.
They own Microsoft and McDonald's and Disney and Comcast and this and that and Citibank. And I mean, it's ridiculous the amount. And they own other investment firms. It's like, how is that? Aren't we have laws in place to stop this kind of crony capitalism from taking place? But those are laws for you and me.
Right. Or it's just that same mind control, gaslighting bullshit. Of course that's illegal. We only want what's best for you. A monopoly would make things worse on the consumers. We care about consumers' rights.
I think it was 1951. You know, there's an act called the So-and-So Secrecy Act, something like that. I'll get the full name for it. But it pretty much gave the U.S. government the secrecy orders. Here, this is the actual, I'll bring this up and get the link. So this is a .gov. So this isn't like Alex Jones, blah, blah, blah type of thing. So it's 120 secrecy orders, R-07.2022. CF 37 CFR 5.1 correspondence. Okay, so what it goes on to say in here is that if you're an inventor and you invent something that they deem dangerous to national security. Now, when I was looking through all this stuff, they were saying dangerous to national security and the economy. I saw everybody throwing "and the economy" in there. Now, when I was reading through this paper, I saw none of that. Not once did it say anything about the economy. It was all about, you know, if you create some new kind of weapon, then, and we don't want our enemies getting a hold of that technology, they may make your patent secret. And let's say like one of the branches of the DOD, let's say like the CIA says, you can't invent this and sell it on the market because we don't want so-and-so getting a hold of it. So here's compensation for the money that we think. It's crazy, but they have over 6,000 patents that are hid from the American people. Now, I mean, a car that runs on water, I'm sure they could give some kind of military application to that. That's why I'm saying I don't think it's just military stuff. I think it's free energy and all that kind of stuff as well. Anything that could have any type of military application is what it says in there, which could really be anything. I mean, I have a book on conventional warfare devices that you make out of sticks and twine and stuff like that. But yeah, I had never heard of this thing until over the weekend. It was signed in the 50s, like 51, I think. And it pretty much says you invent something that, you know, is going to mess up the stuff we got going. You know, free energy, flying cars, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, we're not going to allow that to happen. But if you do go research into this, here, I'll drop it in the chat for y'all. Interesting read. A lot of, you got to go to this one, you got to go to that one to know. I swear they make it one of those books where you jump around from page to page depending on what choice you take.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah, it's like one of those, but you always got to come back to the page to finish your paragraph. But there's so many. If your patent, blah, 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 corresponds with this, and then it gives the thing with the little link, and then you have to go read another page. And on that one, while you're reading, there's like 10 of those, so you got to go to 10 other pages. It might even say something about the economy in there. Like, if you were to make a thing that were to mess up the fuel industry, you know, the oil industry, then we couldn't have you mess up the economy so bad that it would cause strife and danger. You know, the way they word things, who who knows what all is in there. But yeah, over 6,000 patents are being held from, the people of Earth, really, and advancing our technologies. And I mean, how bad would that really be, though? Like, okay, so now people don't have to buy gasoline and travel is free, or electricity is free now. It still wouldn't be free. You'd still need people to keep up the infrastructure to keep it going. It would just be a lot cheaper. The amount of money we pay in taxes should pay for gas, your electricity, your water. I mean, really, as much food as we throw away in this country, food should be free. I know that sounds crazy and people can't wrap their head around that. But wouldn't it be nice if you just went in and to a place and said, hey, can I get a burger and fries, please? And you walk out and that's it? Food is free? I don't know. Just seems like we're so backwards the way we're doing everything. That'll be after the alien invasion, after they wipe out all the undesirables. So I went and checked to see if I made any donations to either of the parties.
There you go.
I did not.
Good deal.
Yeah, there's a .gov website that keeps track of all donations. I think up to the last 7 years or something like that. By law, I think they have to keep them posted. That's as far back as it went, was 2017. But it's got every donation given to a political party. Yeah.
Now, would you be able to see that you've never made a donation, or would you be able to see that nobody named Zachary Zabala has made a donation? Because there's I made sent friend requests out to 6 different Josh Coreys on Facebook.
Yeah, there's quite a few of me. No, you give your name and then a locale of where you live, either a state or a county or something like that. I think I put in my zip code, and it just sees if anybody from that name with that zip code has made any donations.
Did you use your Indiana zip code?
I did both.
Good thing.
Just to make sure. Because, yeah, there's all kinds of people finding out that they donated thousands and thousands of dollars. Sometimes every minute of the day, they were making donations.
I wonder if there's some sort of sign-up sheet where you'd say, yeah, you can go ahead and use my name to do that. Here, use this name that I've got, and you can make donations in this name. Oh, you can make donations in my name, too. And just
it's a tax write-off. I mean, shit, I could see people doing it. The incentive's there.
Now, that would be hilarious if you started taking all of these donations that were done under the radar and everybody started claiming them. Oh, I did that? Cool. I'll take that tax credit. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder if people actually knew. I mean, come on. You really think, they raised $100 million in a weekend from donations?
For Kamala Harris? Let's be serious.
Yeah, I don't think so. And you're only allowed to give up to I think it's under $5,000 even per person per year. So one person, you're only allowed to give so much. So you can't be like, Here's $10 million, Kamala. That's why I don't understand what this whole Elon thing. How are you? Because there's donation laws, stuff like that. I was reading through them, and they were saying it's only up to like, it might even have been $3,300 a person, something like that, something stupid. Yeah, I think with all these truths coming out, we're just going to see it ramp up and get crazier and crazier. The story, at least. Like when I look out the window, I don't see this crazy world that I see on the screen. Ever. When I'm in town, when I was in Denver, when I was in Indiana, it seems like the crazy world is always just out of eyesight and just too far enough away to actually hear it with your own eyes and ears. At least where I am. Yeah, it's just weird seeing the show on the screen and all the craziness going on everywhere when I look out and it's peaceful and calm around me. I know, it's a big place. But yeah, it's weird when you really think about it. I mean, how often does the real crazy stuff happen to where you can see it? I think I've seen one car accident like happen in front of my eyes. Yet there's thousands and thousands of them a day. Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
It's a big place.
It's a big place, man.
And with lots of shit popping off.
I think that's that song from Disneyland, isn't it? It's a big world
It's a big place after all. With lots of shit popping off.
Yeah. Yeah, they want us to think it's a small world, don't they? Just stay in the major cities. You can see the whole world. Fly from this one to this one to this one. Check out all these concrete jungles.
Mm-hmm. Because syncretism is bullshit. It's just a small world. Not that a big world and we're all interconnected. It's just small.
Even with as much as I've learned about the size and, you know, I was looking at the AE map. I'm looking at it right now. And the United States is tiny. When you look at all the land out there. And there's still places in the U.S. I really want to see that I haven't, you know, even come within 100, 150, 200 miles from. Haven't even scratched the surface of the U.S. really. And there's all that other land out there. And I was looking, if you dug, you know, through the globe, through the center, and came out the other side, you wouldn't come out in China or Australia. You come on the freaking ocean. You're like between Australia and Africa, somewhere out there, there is no land on the opposite from us. I mean, China's in the northern hemisphere with us. How could we dig to China? If you go straight through the ball, you're not going to end up in the northern hemisphere if you start in the northern hemisphere.
Well, you see there's a spin.
Oh,
And as that 23-degree angle spins you through the...
you're going to drift a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, our whole KP index yesterday, Cami was watching it. It was going nuts yesterday. Or the BZ index or whatever, 2 letters. There's a bunch of those. Yeah, it was jumping around all all over the place. Oh my goodness. The first Cybertruck ambulance.
No, come on.
With just one small problem.
Nowhere to put a body.
Nowhere to put the patient. Yep. If they pull up on me in something that ugly, I'm telling them to let me die. That's a quote. It's in Lakewood, New Jersey. The cyber ambulance, they're calling it. Oh my goodness.
Like, someone needs to be criminally prosecuted in that government. Somebody wasted tax dollars to buy that for the ambulance district.
It was donated to the Hatzulas Nefashos, a Jewish volunteer EMT organization that operates in South Jersey.
A volunteer, a private ambulance district. Well, then I guess that doesn't really matter. They don't need space. They can just jam you in the back. Like, just start shoving you in with their foot. Like, what do you... Private, what are you going to do?
Yeah, they're saying it's not bad for, the bed space isn't terrible if you're getting stuff like groceries or luggage.
But when you're flying down the highway trying to get to the hospital in emergency and all your medical equipment's flying out the back, it's probably not the best idea for an ambulance.
Could put someone in the back seat, we guess.
Got bungee cords in a hood.
You could just pick them up in a Volvo then, or whatever. I mean, if they're just going to sit there, then...
Right. Got a little Mini Cooper ambulance. Yay!
These would be great for people who have sprained ankles and don't feel comfortable driving. That's what it says in the article. An emergency sprained ankle and don't feel comfortable driving. Or perhaps a cut that needs a few stitches. Vehicle for you. Oh, good Lord. I'm not buying you one of those things unless I get a tax write-off. Is that really beneficial as an EMS vehicle? Wrote one user. Another user, more curtly, simply asked, why? And that's the whole question. That's it. Oh, but the electric vehicle's power source could prove useful. You can jumpstart a heart straight from the battery pack. Goodness. Or you could just have one of those little paddle things.
And then what? Let's just assume all that's correct, right? It's not a sprained ankle. You didn't get a paper cut on your finger. You had a myocardial infarction, and they've got to come and literally jumpstart your heart and pat you on the head and drive off? I mean, what the fuck? All right, there you go. All done. We're the AAA of humans. We'll change your shoes and jumpstart your heart and give you a gallon of water if you're thirsty.
My heart! My heart! Kick start my heart.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's damn.
Missouri bans the sale of Delta 8, THC, and other unregulated CBD intoxicants, they call them.
What?
Now, this is only funny to me because my little vape shop that I go to get my e-juice for the wife and I owns pretty much the whole complex. And they've got the last 3 shops on the end cap as their own. One was like a little head shop, one was like a little vape shop, and one was a little bar. And over the last like 4 or 5 years, they just started knocking down interior walls and combining everything. So now like the head shop and the vape shops sort of all the same now that they've got legalized cannabis here in Missouri. So they don't have a need to really separate it. And they turned their bar into a Delta 8 smoke lounge. Like invested a bunch of money and turned that whole end cap where the bar was into a Delta 8 smoke lounge. And that's maybe less than 3 months old. Maybe a little more. Hard to say. I know it's not very old at all. And now they've just outlawed all the Delta 8. So that's a thing. I wonder if you could do like just a regular THC, a regular good old fashioned cannabis smoke lounge. I don't know. I just don't.
No, I'm not sure.
In Oregon, when I looked into that idea, there were like 2 that you had to pay like an exorbitant fee to get involved in. Now, this has been probably 2017, 18. You know, this is before things got too crazy with Mom, and I was more out there on chill mode once I would go out and get her healthy again. So I would have some time to think about doing fun stuff, and it definitely seemed like it was not done easily. Like they were trying to skate through, like I said, the what was the wording they used? Not a club, but more of a, I can't think. But anyway, it was a whole, like, they're loopholing around it because you pay that monthly fee to be part of this club. But that's not the wording they used. But anyway, that's how they got around it. 2 different places. One place actually was more of a go stay there, bed and breakfasty place. And then the other one was like a downtown bar, quote unquote, that would have like, you know, hookah pipes and et cetera. And again, it was only by membership and you paid the fee and all that stuff. And that was back then. Now I don't know. But it boils down to the thing is, you know, it's all about personal use in your home. Not about personal use walking the streets, definitely not personal use while driving a vehicle, you know. Limited use actually in your out of doors area, even at your home. I remember there was some kind of crap going on where people were, you know, pissed because their whole neighborhood smelled like skunk all the time. And it became a whole, like, I don't remember how they were trying to regulate it. You know, don't breathe outside, but essentially is what they were trying to say. But yeah, I don't know anywhere else that I can tell you about. That's all I know there in Oregon. And it's been a while. Could have changed. I don't think it has, but it may have. Wow, we already blowing through this break. It's 5:02.
I was even halfway prepared.
It is.
All right, well, you do it. What was that, Zack?
Debbie is now a hurricane as of 6 hours ago.
My boss is leaving. He may have already left with a company truck to basically go drive into Debbie. He's got to go into Central Florida to pick up some lapping fixture. Yeah. So he's just going to leave here, drive down. I guess they're going to crash one night, get into Central Florida, pick it up, and come back. So just the worst effing time to do it.
Yeah, it is. Like the whole state of South Carolina is under a flood watch, something or other.
I was heading y'all's way. I was just about to look. When we get back from this break, I will tell you about some states that do have a cannabis consumption lounge law. And we'll find out if you're one of those lucky states.
I feel like Tennessee is one of them. They had a big cannabis convention not terribly long, a few years ago. I still had a crop in the ground, so to speak. And they were doing stuff, I think, because they had just legalized it or something. I don't know. We'll find out from Walter on the other side of the break in the second half. We're going to take a little break right now because Liz is just dying to hear this song. I know she is. Can't get enough by Bad Company. This is the IRONWORX on freeworld.fm. Stick around. We'll be back.
Well, I'll take whatever I want, and baby, I want you. You give me something I need. Now tell me I got something for you. Come on, come on, come on and do it. Come on and do what you do. I can't get enough of your love. I can't get enough of your love. I can't get enough of your love. Late and I want love, love that's gonna break me in two, gonna hang me up in the doorway, gonna hang me up like you do. Come on, come on, come on and do it. Come on, do what you do. I can't get enough of your love. Enough of your love. I can't get enough of your love. What I saw now.
This is Michael Tyson. You probably know me better as Iron Mike, but I don't go by Iron Mike no more because I used to be a monster. I'm a different person now. I'm all about happiness. But what is happiness? I'll tell you what happiness is. Every time I listen to my favorite show, ironrealmmedia. It's a truther show on YouTube.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX. with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your head.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. So what one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Walter, wake up.
Get up, Zack.
Josh, wake up. Wake up.
And welcome back. First half of the second half of the IRONWORX. Kick it off now. God, I haven't heard
they're looking
that song.
10 more minutes. I don't want to wake up.
2 minutes, Darkish. So they're looking at wave energy again.
What? Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, cliffhanger. I bet.
Unfortunately, I do not see Tennessee, if that's where you were headed, Josh. Replan. So it looks like since, let me make sure. The nation's first, oh Lord, let me get something right. First national, or the nation's first social lounge, the original Cannabis Cafe, opened in California in 2019. But so far, only 10 states have legalized social cannabis consumption in some level. Alaska, California, Colorado, Illinois, Massachusetts regulators have approved a social consumption pilot program, but have yet to establish an actual plan to implement it. Michigan, New Jersey, where legislation must be approved by municipalities, in Jersey City and Hoboken recently became the first in the state to approve consumption lounges. New Mexico, New York, and Nevada. And that's it. So basically, lounges are run by professionals who are educated in cannabis consumption. I'm well educated. Dosage, I'm well educated. And the products they sell and are available to guide customers who are new to the cannabis experience. Much like the role of a bartender, staff members are responsible for ensuring that patrons are consuming safely and responsibly, blah, 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 blah. There you go.
Yeah, because they're always really good at stopping drunks from getting too drunk at the bar. You watch some of those cop cam videos? Good Lord. Drunk people are the worst. Every time
it doesn't look like any. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, every time I think about having a drink, I think of those videos. And it's like, nah, I think I'll just stay sober tonight. All right, what you got, Walter?
I was just, it basically, varies on different levels, but it comes down to nobody has, gotten to the level of like the coffee shops in Amsterdam quite yet. Which are technically coffee shops, if you're not aware. Just a place to go get, you can get coffee there, but you get all kind of other things there as well. So what about the energy, sir, you were speaking of? Right.
Josh feels good. They're talking about using wave energy. Now, I wouldn't hold my breath. I mean, they've been working on it in very small, they're talking about some island in Lake Michigan that's thinking about using it. It's really an advertisement. They want $1 billion. There's a place in Oregon, I think a place in Hawaii, something like that. They're trying to conserve the energy, trap that energy and harness it that comes from the ocean, and rivers and lakes and just the water moving around. That energy that's stored in that water, you can harness it. And they're thinking that there's enough waves hitting, the coast of this country and along, the big lakes and rivers and whatnot, that with this energy alone, we could produce about 60% of the U.S.'s need for electricity just with water.
What?
Now you see all the stuff out there, all the wind farms and all these solar, this and that on people's houses and all over the place. That accounts for about 5%, maybe a little bit more. But it's about 5% of the power created in this country comes from all those wind farms and all those solar farms. That's just an idea of how much energy is in the water moving around. But yeah, it's all about money. They want $1 billion for marine energy studies. Now, this is something that Kennedy had tried to do back in the 60s and they shut it down.
So do they,
I wouldn't.
How do you harness the wave power? Is it vertically? Like as the water rises and lowers with the waves that you can sort of get some like a floater or something, and it's going to drive a piston that's going to run against the brushes and produce electricity? Or is it like horizontally as the waves crash into the land, you've got something that's going to catch that horizontal motion into the land?
Well, I know back in the 60s, they wanted to do like turbines that got spun, so it would go like pretty far down, right? And the waves would come in and the water would fall in and down through the turbine and spin it and then go out through an ejection thing and pop back out, out in the ocean somewhere. So it'd be just like a big circle as the waves are coming in. They would just fall through the tube, turn the turbine, and then go back out into the ocean. That was like the simple version of how they wanted to do that. I was thinking of piezoelectricity, doing it that way. Have like large things even under the sand. And every time that water comes up and just laps a little bit, it's going to create enough pressure to then, if you had, those piezoelectric plates, you just put a little bit of pressure on it, it creates a voltage by compressing crystals. If you have enough of that, you might get something, I'm not sure. But yeah, there's multiple ways they could do it. right now, most of the money they want to spend on finding the places that are the best, throughout the year and this and that. Which makes sense because, you want to make sure that you're getting a place that's has a lot of water moving around all the time. Not just at this time of the year, the water moves more, or this time of the year. You want to find your best, median, whatever. We'll see. I wouldn't hold my breath, though. Did you know back in 2010 that 1,760 PlayStation 3s were joined together to make a supercomputer? But it can never happen again.
Well, I didn't, and why?
So this was done by the U.S. Air Force. They built a powerful supercomputer from PlayStation 3 cluster for cost, efficiency, and energy saving. The PS3's unique architecture posed challenges for developers, but made it suitable for parallel processing in clusters. Sony removed other operating system features due to piracy concerns, preventing the future of the PS3 consoles in supercomputing clusters.
So couldn't you just find original PS3s that didn't have that hardware removed or software removed?
I know you can, because Jaron got an old PS something. There's a 3 or 4 that didn't have some kind of update thing, so he could go in there and, hack it. He was working on PlayStation and Fortnite together, yada, 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 and trying to hack his way in through a PlayStation hacked device. Like the device hadn't been, it was different. He spent a bunch of money on it, and he had to order it. It's not like something you can go buy from, the store or Amazon. It was a specialty one that another hacker had already been playing with. But yeah, they're out there. So the Air Force did that. That's crazy. You ever sit around and wonder why there were so many skeletons hidden in Benjamin Franklin's basement?
At least 2 or 3 times a day.
This is from the Smithsonian Magazine. That's the head of the article. Why were there so many skeletons hidden in Benjamin Franklin's basement?
I know.
What is it, Walter? Was he a studying, what do they call those people who cut up cadavers?
I think it was much more nefarious.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Let's see what they say here from the Smithsonian. I'm sure they're not biased at all. During restorations in the 1990s, more than 1,200 pieces of bone surfaced beneath the Founding Fathers' London home. This wasn't even in the U.S., where they also found bodies buried. 1,200 pieces of bone. Now, that's at least 6 people? Minimum? 207?
Couple.
Provided every single bone from those people came to the surface. Like if you only get 198 from each person, well, now you just need to add more people.
Says for nearly 2 decades leading up to the signing of the Declaration of Independence, Benjamin Franklin was a boarder in a house at 36 Craven Street in London. He left his English home and returned to America in 1775. 2 centuries later, bones from more than a dozen bodies were found in the basement, where they had been buried in a mysterious, windowless room beneath the garden. They'd gone unnoticed until the 1990s, when historians decided to turn Franklin's old haunt into a museum. They were carefully repairing the structure when they stumbled upon a human bone. From a 1 meter wide, 1 meter deep pit, over 1,200 pieces of bone were retrieved. Good Lord. They belonged to at least 15 people, some of whom had been children. The team called in the coroner, but forensic investigations suggested that the bones were quite old. In fact, they had likely been buried in the home some 200 years ago, around the time that Franklin resided in it. He was a storied revolutionary and high-ranking Freemason, so it's easy to wonder what dark secrets he may have hidden in his basement chamber. But the truth, it turns out, isn't quite so dark. The most plausible explanation is not medical.
Oh, anyway, go.
But an anatomy school run at Benjamin Franklin's young friend and protege, William Hewson. Sure, he was an anatomist who began his career as a student of William Hunter, a famous obstetrician who also studied anatomy. After a dispute, Hewson parted ways with his teacher and started his own anatomy school at 36 Craven, where his mother-in-law, Margaret Stevenson, was the landlady.
So if you cut people up in your basement, you're a psycho. But if you cut them up in somebody else's basement with a plaque on the wall with some kind of prestigious name on it, then it's all gravy, baby.
Franklin just so happened to be one of the boarders. He is known to have developed a friendship with Stevenson's daughter, Polly, who would become Hewson's wife. Later, he appears to have advocated for Hewson professionally. Don't care. In Franklin's time, the study of anatomy was an ethically ambiguous business. Franklin was probably aware of the illegal studies going on in his building.
Ah, yes. Illegal. Quite ambiguous, that word.
Though he likely wasn't involved himself. Likely. Still, it's difficult to imagine that curious man that he was, he didn't sneak down to check out the proceedings at least once or twice. Oh my goodness. He probably loved the idea that this scientific work would be going on. Okay, you don't know if it was scientific work. You found a bunch of bones in a 1 meter by 1 meter pit. That doesn't sound like, I don't know. Are you really studying and dissecting them, or are you just throwing them in a hole?
Yeah, that does seem to be a large jump. We're very ethical and responsible here, so we're just trying to help out humanity. That's why we're dissecting these dead bodies. And then when we're done, out of respect, we just pile them in a hole right here next to the table. Who are they?
Yeah, that always...
Fuck it, I don't care. We're just going to put them in a pit. Mass grave in my basement. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. People are always flipping out about these mass graves for some reason. I just don't get it.
If you can be anything, be efficient.
Well, that about does it.
I'll be damned, it surely do.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
And to clarify, these are bone fragments, not full bone. mostly.
Well, got to fill in the small spaces. You can fit more bones in a pit if they're broken up into small pieces.
I'm just wondering the anatomy of it. You know.
It had to be pretty full. 1,500 bone pieces in a 1 meter by 1 meter pit. That's a lot. Even if you're just talking metatarsals and phalanges.
I guess it just depends on how deep the pit is. But that's it. That's the first half of the second half. Stick around. We do have more coming up. 30 more minutes for me to try to get my head right. Get in the proper headspace for going into work today. Although my boss won't be there because he's on his way to go see Debbie. So do stick around. We've got one more segment coming up right after this. It's a little Jane's Addiction.
Jane says, I'm done with Sergio. You treat me like a rag doll. She hides the television. Said I don't know him nothing but it. Oh, he come back again. Tell him we're right here for me. Try again tomorrow. I'm gonna kick tomorrow. I'm gonna kick tomorrow. Jane says, have you seen my wig around? I feel naked without it. She knows they all want her to go, but that's okay, man. She don't like them anyway. Jane says I'm going away to Spain when I get my money saved. Gonna start tomorrow. I'm gonna kick tomorrow. I'm gonna kick tomorrow. She get mad and she starts to cry. She take a swing and she can't help. She don't mean no harm. She just don't know what else to do about it. And Jane goes to the store at 8. She walks up on St. Andrews. She waits and gets her dinner there. She pulls her dinner from her pocket. Jane says I ain't never been in love. I don't know what it is. She only knows if someone wants her. She gets mad and she starts to cry. She takes a swing, man, 'cause she can't help. She don't mean no harm. She just don't know what else to do about
come in the morning.
You got me right where you wanted me. So what do we do if I can't hold the phone for too long? Do we shoot again? Does the whole operation shut down? And we go back to the bar. A friend is stole my life to feed every child in the world. But it's a one-night stand, baby. And we gotta keep on. If you got it all, then you got it right. I wanna do what you say and get way on the line. Nobody gonna stop me now. It's not how it looks unless it's on your name. We all agree that proposal was sentenced to death. Are we beating the right hook to get your attention? The media needs another blackout. We've been calling, flooding hotlines. Swing a blind mascara to the radio. But that's just a quick fix, and we need a little more, a little more. Does it matter to you at all? Are you listening, or have you tuned out? We gotta get it together. First we drink it, we take it all apart. 'Cause everywhere we go, we're the local boys and we're back in town. But that's just the way it is, and it breaks my heart. We go blind mascara to the radio. But that's just a quick fix, and we need a little more, a little more. Does it matter to you at all? Are you listening, or have you tuned out? Get by! Get gone! Get high! Get wronged!
Yeah. Little morning coffee for your ears. Welcome back. Fourth and final segment of the Ironworks kicking off right now.
Nice.
Got my blood boiling. So stolen valor. Josh, you being a, well, I wouldn't say a veteran, so to say.
Technically.
Is a veteran someone who has fought in war, or is a veteran just someone who served in the military?
Someone who served in the military. That's why I think you have to make the distinction from that little group, the VFW.
Yeah, veterans of foreign wars.
I don't think you have to be a combat veteran to be considered a veteran.
Okay. So being a veteran, what are your thoughts on stolen valor?
To the point.
And before you answer, if you don't know what stolen valor is, people, it's when you claim to have done something that you did not. You know, you're wearing a Purple Heart pin or the ribbon, but you didn't earn that from the military. You bought it on eBay or something like that, and you're wanting to project yourself as being this brave person who won all these ribbons and medals, when in reality, not saying you're not brave, but these things didn't happen to you. And you went and bought your valor, or stole it, so to say, from another who actually earned it. That's what stolen valor is. How do you feel about stolen valor, Josh?
Like, how do I care about the feelings of the military members and the United States government? Well, it's to the point that actually that, who is that? That's Zack. I think you've got sound coming back. I got a little slap back from you, Zack. Oh. Like, it's not even on my resume. I don't put it on like job applications. I don't it's just not usually something I claim. And it's not out of embarrassment or anything like that. It's just because how little I did. Like, I didn't do it my full 4 years, so I don't count that. Basically is how it works out. It's just not something that I feel I've earned. Like, I think as long as you complete boot camp, I think you are then considered a Marine and you can be considered a veteran. Or maybe there is a time limit, but even then, because I was in 365 days, I think that is the limit, is a year. But I think that just because I could be considered a veteran, I never claim veteran status because it feels to me like stolen valor. Well, technically, I suppose I could, and I could possibly go back and see about using my DD 214 to try to claim veterans benefits and things like that. It's just not something I consider myself to be a veteran because it feels to me like I'm stealing the valor of actual veterans.
Okay, so yeah, it actually hits home with you. You don't like the idea of stolen valor so much that you refuse to even, acknowledge to others that you are a veteran yourself because you don't feel like you've earned that.
Right. Maybe I have got the valor, but I don't think it's enough to be able to claim in comparison to the people that can.
Well, folks, it's sad to say not everybody is an upstanding person as Josh. There's a lot of people out there who, there's a guy named Don Shipley who goes after people claiming to be Navy SEALs in particular. And there's a lot of people out there that are claiming to do things. And you're like, well, what? Are they just at the bar doing this or that? No. This isn't some drunk guy at the bar telling you he was a Navy SEAL or a special. There's millions of those people. No, these are people who actually get jobs and get government funding and things like that from their stolen valor, claiming to be, this guy was he runs a veteran service dog organization. Great thing, But he claimed to be a special operations member with tours in combat zones all over the world. Claimed he was a brigadier general and a 2-star general, also known as a major general. He was going to promotional fundraising events and things like that. Claimed he did all this for the Air Force. Well, they come to find out, he claimed he had 22 years in with the Air Force. When they pulled his medical records, they found out that he was in the military for just under 2 years, from 1990 to 1992. And he had the rank of an airman basic, an E1. Now, what would an E1 be? Yeah.
Like, that's got to be what he left with. You get promotions, like, standardized for 2 reasons. TIS and TIG. So, like, when you go into boot camp and you join the military, you start out as an E1. And after a certain amount of time, usually not long after you graduate boot camp, you will have received enough time in military service to constitute a promotion to E2. So your time in service means you get a promotion. And then after you're in E2 for a while, now you've got 2 things going for you. Your time in service, how long you've been in the military, plus – you've got time in grade, what your actual, 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 what your actu I'm not even sure the word I'm looking for, but it's your E1 or you're an E2, that's going to be your grade. So for as long as you're in the service and as long as you're in that grade are two reasons that you're going to get that promotion. So like if you're in for 2 full years, you are going to be at least an E3. Now they've got things called billets, so you can hold a job basically as an E3 that might be like a sergeant or a gunnery sergeant billet. So now you can actually be doing the job of an E6, even though you're only an E3 or an E4. It's not very common, but it's possible. So, and then depending on the billets you have, I think you can get promotions that way too, because you're doing the job of someone of such a higher rank than you, that you could actually get promoted faster because of your billet. And then they have like battlefield promotions and all sorts of different things where you can just promote instantaneously. So for him, after 2 years to come out, knocked all the way back as an E1, like there's no way you can get 2 years in and only be an E1. He would have to have been promoted by time and grade and time and service, but gotten in trouble and now demoted back to an E1. That's the only way after 2 years you're an E1. That I know.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's a long time to still be an E1. Yeah, he said, and then the rest is just a bunch of people complaining about him, doing this.
Now, this fella you were mentioning, Zach, Don Shipley. Was he a Navy SEAL himself?
Yes.
All right.
And a Navy SEAL instructor.
Do you know? Yes, and also an instructor. Are you aware of that YouTube channel called The Constitutional Lawyer?
I don't know.
He sits down. He does like a lot of reenactment stuff, likes his black powders, but he's an attorney and he'll sit down and break down like body cam footage and things like that. Either stuff that people send him or from his clients and cases he's taken. The last one he did was about DJ Shipley. Just as a heads up. It was pretty good.
Go check that out.
Yeah. Don hired some Hollywood attorney to go after this guy, the constitutional lawyer, and his channel on YouTube because of the video he put out a couple months ago. It wasn't even really about them. They just happened to sort of be the setting of where all this took place. Like they were the subject of the call, but it was what the police did because he was going over body cam. Like, look at these cops. Didn't even fucking do any sort of investigation whatsoever. They just walked in, arrested the guy, and hauled him out and took him to jail. No investigation whatsoever. It was not about the relationship with the business owners or who the business owner was or anything like that. But the business owner was actually Don Shipley. I just thought it was an interesting little synchronicity this morning.
Wow.
I'm sure I can find you a link because I just watched it.
Scientists turn wood into a super black material that absorbs nearly all light, and it was all by accident.
No, what did you fucking do? I accidentally burned the lab down.
I burnt some wood, right?
Oops. Look what I did.
Surprising outcome.
Charcoal.
A new super black material that absorbs nearly all light. The new material known as NXYLON, nylon, was made by accident while scientists were doing experiments on wood. Intending to make it more water repellent. This could make a fine addition to fine jewelry, solar cells, and precision optical devices. Professor Philip Evans and his PhD student Kenny Chang at the University of British Columbia in Canada were experimenting with high-energy plasma to enhance the water resistance of wood. When they applied this technique to the cut ends of wood cells, the surfaces turned extraordinarily black. Measurements by colleagues at Texas A&M University confirmed that the material reflected less than 1% of visible light, effectively absorbing almost all the light that struck it. Rather than dismissing this accidental finding, the team doubled down on the super black material. Their work contributes a new approach to the search for the darkest substances on Earth. Okay, so they burnt wood with plasma and made it real black, and that's okay. It prevents light from escaping rather than relying on black pigments. Enhance the efficiency of solar cells and are used in luxury consumer items. They've already developed prototype commercial products, including the watches and jewelry.
Oh, it was the civil rights lawyer, Zach. I'm sorry. The civil rights lawyer, not the constitutional lawyer. The civil rights lawyer.
I've heard of the civil rights lawyer.
Yeah, that's who it was. Just tell me. Hey, dumbass, are you sure you don't mean civil rights lawyer?
Well, there's so many of them out there.
Didn't mean to interrupt. I did, but sorry that I did
it. Trump says he has no choice but to support electric vehicles because Elon Musk endorsed me very strongly. What?
Welcome to politics, motherfuckers.
He has no choice because Elon gave you a bunch of money? That's fucking ridiculous.
But that would imply that politicians are bought and sold.
Mm-hmm.
And that the decisions they make are based upon what's best for the country.
But he's got to. He backed him so very strongly, guys.
He couldn't just say no to the money to do what's best for the country.
So a little-known law has forced over 120,000 veterans to return the money they got to leave the military.
Who do you think would be the most powerful man in the world if Elon Musk gives the president, or what would be the president, no choice in how to rule the country? Got no choice. Don't know what to do. I guess I don't make decisions anymore. Sorry, that's going to fucking stick in my craw.
That they even say that out loud.
I guess that's what it is. And not even that they say it out loud, but that nobody's going to give a fuck. That they say it out loud and nobody's going to care. It's not going to matter one bit. Because I bet you not even any Democrats are going to be out there talking about how, well, that means Elon Musk runs the country. We didn't elect Elon Musk. And what Elon Musk wants, if you've got no choice, then get the fuck out of the way and let's put somebody in there who can make some decisions because they have choices. What's a lobbyist again?
Politician's pimp. Or or the pimp salesman to the prostitute. You don't really get to meet the pimp.
Well, it's not often they call out a pimp by name.
Pepper Jack love Fraggle Rock. So scientists have found the human fingerprint in the upper tropospheres, increasing ozone. Now we have too much ozone. So close to the ground, ozone is a harmful air pollutant that can trigger chronic health problems, including chest pain, difficulty breathing, and impaired lung function. It's okay when it's way up in the stratosphere, though. Now, MIT scientists confirm. Now, listen to these two words in the same sentence. MIT scientists confirm that much of ozone's increase in the upper troposphere is likely due to humans. So they confirmed that something is likely. What does that mean? I confirm that I think that it goes this way. Okay, so I confirm that I think it goes a different way. You confirming that this is a likely idea is not confirming anything.
You confirmed the possibility.
Yeah. And I'm done even looking at that article. It's just stupid. We confirm that we have an idea about what's going on. And space. I'm finding a lot of this in the whole frequency and vibration stuff. Researching into this stuff is like researching into general relativity. I'm having trouble buying into any of the shit they're teaching about this stuff. I don't think they want people even thinking about frequency and vibrations. It's so weird. I need to find that Walter Lewin teacher about this stuff. Yeah, I got some more time. A lot of thinking to do. But yeah, it's really interesting. Still not quite grasping it though.
Thank you, ladies, for not using Aquanet anymore, by the way.
Right. CFC is the devil.
Double. I love y'all.
Thank y'all, man. I love y'all.
Sorry about the rough start, but fuck it. It's Monday. What do you expect?
Hey,
But we do love you guys, and we will see you back here on Wednesday morning for more of the IRONWORX on freeworld.fm. Until then, be good, be well, do good, and do it well. We love you.